All right, on the boat, we're going to first arm our seat, turn our batteries on, check them. We're going to go down to the UBAT, make sure it's good, and we're going to do our
engine fire left. Engine fire left.
Bitch and Betty.
Engine
Love
fire
Bitch and
right.
Betty.
Engine
So,
fire
what you
right.
guys need to know about this rendition of the Hornet in DCS is
fire.
Bitch and Betty doesn't get to
Lead
say
air left.
anything like we should.
Lead air
We don't
left.
have AMADS
Lead air right.
notifications in
Lead
here,
air right.
so there's a lot missing here. There's just a ton of stuff missing here. So when I try to drag y'all down the rabbit hole of how to start a Hornet, I can't even begin to really show you. I'm just playing with a few things that work here, to be totally honest with you. This jet is not a good full sim when it comes to all the subsystems, and rightfully so. There are a ton. There's a lot. DCS would have to do a whole lot of work to
Engine
make that
fire
happen,
left.
and it would be superfluous
Engine
because the
fire left.
majority of you wouldn't enjoy it.
Engine
Most of you
fire
won't do
right.
fire tests anyways.
Engine fire
Most
right.
of you don't want to come here to MilSim.
APU fire.
The ones that do,
APU
welcome aboard.
fire.
It's my
Lead air
jam.
left.
I was
Lead
taught
air
by some
left.
really good hands in DCS
Lead air right.
how to MilSim this
Lead
jet
air
to the
right.
DCS degree because they don't know how to MilSim. They've learned how to MilSim. They don't have any actual experience, but they've put a lot of dedicated work into figuring this out, and I love that about this community. What I do love about this community is the sharing aspect and the caring aspect of DCS for Disabilities Scuttlebutt Lounge. We do care. We fly everywhere. We don't segregate. We're not here to try and be alienated people. We like to explore outside of our Discord. We love to share your stuff. My Discord is full of everyone's videos, right? We've got our bots working to channel those videos out so that your videos can be seen. I just need to know who you are to share them. We all enjoy them. Everybody watches them. They post up. Your socials post up in our Discord. We like to fly around with different people and learn different stuff. But it seems like most Discords are a little gate-kept. And that's kind of a strange thing because you would think you'd get tired of flying with 5 people. There's quite a few groups out there that really tried to sustain this, being a community that offered a place for you to come play and fly together with different people. That doesn't make you have to own your time there, right? Like, and that's kind of what we are. We don't. Our group doesn't get chastised for not showing up on Tuesday, right? My group doesn't get chastised for going off and flying somebody else's mission. I want them to. They want to. We formed this place for that express purpose, so we could travel around as ambassadors and meet people in need and try to help them. Because, I don't know, man, I just believe in paying it forward. Somebody helped me. All right, we want to find out what your needs are. Do you need to learn how to do this? Do you want to learn how to do that? Can we help you? How about, I want to share something extra special with you guys. So recently we've been featured again in Eagle Dynamics newsletter. I love Eagle Dynamics, guys. If you don't know this company like I do, then I'm so sorry, because they are outstanding people. You're talking about individuals that care enough to deal with me and work with me, and I'm nobody and don't do anything. Yeah, I've got some experiences, but you know, what have I really done for Eagle Dynamics? I've not done anything for them. They continue to support. And I would like to share some amazing things that our group has done. Not me, our group. I don't do much. I cause more trouble, I think, than I'm worth. And if I was my group, I would just kick me out. But that's me. I have a low self-image. However, the people that I have in our Discord are the most amazing dudes. When they learn something, man, they share it. So we got a member who he has a disorder that causes him full body paralysis. He has very limited range of motion. He cannot move his head left, right. He can barely move his mouth, okay? So, we've been trying to work with different people, Pimax, try to get a resolution to the fact that we felt like Towbie eye was a solution that would work. We felt like the Towbie eye tracking but we just couldn't resolve it and figure it out. Finally, we got a member who showed up and was like, hey, I think I figured that out, and he showed it to me. He showed me how we could use the eye tracking in Towbie to help someone who can't move their head simulate moving their head in the cockpit. So now, when Yoda is flying, he can use Towbie Eye to move his eyes to move his head. So when he moves his eyes, his head moves, which is a first for him, because it's very complex for him to be able to fly. It takes a second party, and it's a lot of things going on here that really limit his ability to fly well when he's overtasked. So this simple thing that one of our members did has created the following positive effect for him. It's freed him up to be able to have more liberty to fly better, the way he wants to, right? Which is already phenomenal. He can fly very well. He was not limited by any means, in my opinion, but it is somewhat limiting to not be able to move your head. Well, now he's experienced that, and now that's garnered the attention of Eagle Dynamics and Pimax, because Pimax is using Towbie Eye software. So now we're in communication with Ying, the COO of Pimax. We've been in communication with WinWing as I try to help them navigate this MIPS system for disabled people. We just want to help the community somehow. I've been working for a year now to try to be a positive influence in this environment. I've been a negative influence in this environment already. I don't want to be negative anymore. I just want to be a positive influence here. But I battle with my own demons and my own issues, my own disabilities, physical and mental. I would tell you my whole story, but to be honest with you, it would just really, it's just not important. It's not important for me to go over how many times I've been injured, and how many times I've fallen down, and how many times I've not gotten up, and how many times I have gotten up. What's really important here is we discuss what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is trying to learn to grow as a disabled housebound veteran. A community that has an outreach, that does real things, that helps people fly their jets. Maybe people that are troubled with missing limbs, missing parts. I want to help people try to become whole again to some degree. I know I'm nobody, and I know I'm not special, and I know I don't have any amazing skills. I can barely operate my computer and Discord and all of this stuff. But I have a heart and I care, and someone helped me, and this sim has liberated me. I'm sitting here right now. I'm so stressed out, guys. My life's not going well. I'm dying of something, and no one can seem to determine what it is. And that's a scary thing to be going through. And I'm doing it mostly alone. And I'm struggling with my VA healthcare system to try to get answers. And it doesn't seem like it's something I should have to struggle with, but it is. And it's harming me mentally. The pain that I go through every day is just a lot. I try to deflect. I try to use this sim to help me, and for the most part it really does, but sometimes my physical inability keeps me from flying, and I've not been able to really fly for a month now, and it has dwindled my ability to be a functional person. So that led me to understand that this sim was affecting me positively. It is the one place when I get in I feel whole. It's the one place that I can do something long term. I can function in a jet. I can remember what goes on. I can sit here for hours and be task orientated. It's a little stressful for me, but I need that stress. I need the adequate stress. I need the proper stress to gain my ability to handle things again. I would love to go back to work. I've been working full time since I was 15. I filed my first taxes when I was 15. My father put me out of my house when I was 15. I became homeless and what a lot of people call emancipated at 15, right? And it wasn't a good feeling, but it was, because I became my own man and I didn't have to answer to anybody for my life. Now everything was my problem, everything was my solution. So at 17 I took my wife and my child that I had at 17 and I joined the United States Navy. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Even though I'm a little wrecked because of it, it was the best thing that happened to me. my family doesn't see it that way because of the abuses that the VA has put upon us. That's not my military. That's not my Navy. My Navy taught me how to survive. The Navy taught me how to be a better person. The Navy taught me how to fly this jet. I actually learned how to fly this jet in the simulator, right? I actually was taught how to fly this jet in the real sim, long before you guys and your Eagle Dynamics. I came here and played dumb because I needed to learn DCS. I did not need to learn my Hornet. I endured a lot of abuse from people, young kids, and people who thought they knew what was going on, and they did when it come to DCS. I had a hard time translating a lot of my memories, though, and a lot of people really helped me to clarify them. I'm also in touch with the only two other people that I know still alive that actually were a part of my unit and helped me become a turn-qualled, backseat-qualled mechanic at a very young age. I enjoyed serving on the carrier. It was a very hard task in our time. VFA-106 Gladiators worked way beyond their capabilities. We had 1,200 man billet. We were supposed to have 1,200 men to do our job. We had 4 squadrons worth of flyable aircraft, and we did not have the staff for that. We only had 350 ever at our tops. 338 when I was there was our max members. So that required us to be deployed constantly. So in my first duty station, a shore duty station, I've got 16 months of deployment time. 16 months and 24 days of deployment time. The majority of that to the aircraft carrier, which made me ineligible to go back to the aircraft carrier. Had I not been injured, I wouldn't have been able to go back. So, not bragging, but I'm bragging. I spent a lot of time on the carrier, seen a lot of injuries, seen a lot of death, seen a lot of near death. Was not real broken up by it originally. Originally, I didn't even notice I was injured, to be honest with you. I just didn't. I just really didn't.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
I wouldn't accept my injuries, and that led me to continue to be injured outside of the service because I just wanted to keep working. I still want to keep working. Alright, let's turn out. Gonna make sure our turnout's good here. We're gonna go up and just take Cat 2 while we're here. Now let's go all the way to the back and do a Cat 4. In my day, let's be honest guys, 4 Cats never worked. Just didn't. If you had a carrier in my day that had all 4 catapults working, it was a glorious day. And some days it might start out that way, but most of my carrier deployments were on older carriers. So back here, Cat 4 on most carriers oftentimes would be down. They would rob it for parts to keep 1 and 2 up. 3 might work, or you have a few days that it worked. But all in all, you just didn't have the environment we have in DCS. The deck right now would be so overflowed with dissimilar airframes, right? That was our biggest safety concern, was we had all these S3s, E2s, Tomcats, and we could hold up to 96 aircraft during workups. And we would have fly-ons, right? Various reserve units. So we could be out on a carrier hop and be working and have 100 airframes come out, all dissimilar. Landing on the deck, turning around, and taking back off. It was a very, very dangerous and active place. How we managed to do any of this really and truly was beyond me, because I want to tell you what workups were like. What workups were like was not a cruise. Cruise was not a piece of cake, but a cruise was definitely a little bit more put together and had a lot more resources, because you had X amount of people, you didn't have all the visiting people, and also you had your shakedowns, you already had your workups, your crews were solid, training was established, mistakes were already made. The environment I worked in was the place where mistakes were to be made. So mistakes were made in my environment, and I was injured and other people were injured, lives were lost, men were killed, people were damaged, and it was a real dangerous place. I can't tell you all the number of times I was injured. or almost blown off the flight deck. And I've seen people blown overboard. It's a real scary thing to watch somebody just go yeet overboard and not know whether you can recover them. I think we only ever recovered one, which was crazy. We were somewhere near the North Atlantic. It was very cold, and the dude popped up over here on this side as they were landing jets, stuck his little head up over off of one of these rails when a bird turned, and it yeeted him right over the side. A photojournalist, I believe he was, a new guy. And, well, I tell you what, that cat found himself rescued that day, and I don't even know how, but somehow he managed to be rescued. And thank God, but it wasn't always that way. So, you don't get to hear about all of this. You get to see a few videos here and there of some crucial moments that were memorable, but a lot of times the squadrons would hide the discrepancies to salvage their safety awards. And that's fair. So, it was a real thing.